Now, circumstances have changed on the money front. With the RNC, the Trump re-election machine has outraised not only every contender he currently has, but has raised more money than any campaign in history. One American News sat down with RNC co-chair Tommy Hicks Jr., a Dallas native and close family friend of the Trumps. Hicks, together with a select few loyalists, was instrumental in the task of rallying donors for Donald Trump in a busy and contentious 2016 primary, and then finally a general election where he is credited with being Trump's top fundraiser. Hicks is now going into 2020 as co-chair of the Republican Party proper, and from there, he continues to oversee the Trump fundraising machine.
Talk to us about tactics. So back in 2016, you were working night and day, you were traveling the country raising money for this candidate. What's it like now raising money for the president? What tactics are you keeping from 2016? And what tactics are you changing going into 2020?
Well, I mean, it's really easy right now to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, please get behind this president. Look what he's accomplished while in office. And back in 2016, it was unproven.
Hicks says this time around, Trump also has a clearly defined enemy in the Democrats as they push for an unpopular impeachment. A partisan effort that is especially backfiring on Democrats on the fundraising front.
$15 million within 72 hours of this impeachment inquiry. And those are small dollar donors. I mean, these are people who, have families and they're giving $40 at a time. And it's a very important $40 to them, but they are standing up for our president. They believe in what the president's accomplished. And I think that's just a big number.
Raising in 3 days more than twice the entire Democrat Party raised for the month. Worse for the Democrats are how new small dollar donors seem to be jumping aboard the Trump train in record droves.
Over 300,000 unique new donors in the small dollar realm, and that's what we care about. We've never had a Republican president in history raise this kind of money from everyday Americans.
Hicks is being modest. In going through the fundraising FEC files for both the RNC and the DNC raised, on average, only $7 million a month from February to October 2019, all while going increasingly in debt for roughly the amounts they raised each month. A bad sign going into election year. Hicks says his general approach toward donors old and new, large and small, are grounded under a basic philosophy.
I used to be a donor to the RNC, and when I go into that building every single day and I see the team and the campaign, and I'm just thrilled to know that as an investor, I'm getting return on my investment. So when I talk to people and I tell them what we do and how great the team is, I kind of help them quantify what a great return is on their investment.
To say that this tactic is working is a quantitative understatement. As Democrat impeachment proceedings go into full swing, third quarter FEC filings are waving red flags for the Democrats. The DNC raised roughly $23 million in 3 months. The Trump campaign and RNC raised $125 million, all in the same time period. Now, as co-chair with RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, Hicks's role has expanded to become also a figurehead of unity between the once fractured Republican Party and the trend-setting Trump campaign. No small task.
Every day is different. We've got a great team in finance. I make phone calls for them. We have 168 members of the RNC. I'm in constant contact with all of them.
Trump's messaging and performance isn't just boosting his campaign. As face and leader of the Republican Party, Trump's successes affect candidates across the country running under a Republican banner. Going into 2020, the RNC is eyeing the House with the clear aim to use the momentum of Trump's popularity to win back the majority in the House. But up until now, since the debut of the internet, the Democrat Party held a clear advantage over Republicans in online fundraising. No small problem. Small dollar donors carried Democrats to victory in 2018, whereas Republicans lagged on this front due to their lack of organization and tech savvy. Democrats, meanwhile, built a party-based online fundraising platform called Act Blue in 2004, responsible for billions of dollars worth of online small-dollar donations. Act Blue helped Democrat candidates consistently outperform Republican candidates in online fundraising. Democrats also merged this tool with data the DNC shared with local candidates. Republicans, meanwhile, had a track record of starting and failing to launch on this front, and local Republican candidates suffered as a result. Hicks says the RNC, since Trump, is tackling this issue at long last.
We just launched Win Red, which is our answer to that, and we got to see it firsthand. We were in North Carolina. Actually, my team and I went and knocked on doors with now Congressman Dan Bishop, and he used Win Red, and that helped him pull together the resources that he ended up needing to win his race.
Win Red is an app. Hicks says its power is in its ease for all Republican candidates across the country to use and engage with, together with the power of RNC data that is now being shared with all candidates.
We've got a bunch of the legal stuff that we need to do is handled in the background there, as opposed to needing to do new paperwork every time you do it. So it's really easy for the state parties, for the candidates to use. It's easy to use, and it's going to make a big difference for Republicans for a long time.
Under